The Wyze Video Doorbell is a pretty cool doorbell, but it's not for everyone. I'm Nils with Learn to DIY, and if you're considering purchasing either the Wyze Video Doorbell or the Ring Video Doorbell wired, you've come to the right place. We're going to be taking a look at 4 things that I love about the Wyze Video Doorbell and 6 things that I don't. And then we'll compare it to the Ring Video Doorbell wired and see which one might be right for you. Number 4 on my list of pros for the Wyze Video Doorbell is the aspect ratio. They've decided to break the mold and go with a 3:4 aspect ratio, which means you have a very tall aspect ratio rather than a very wide one. Now, one thing you might not know about that is while you're holding your phone up like this, you can actually move the picture side to side like this to see more of the image. Now, number 3 on my list of pros is the customizable chimes that are available with the chime that comes with your Wyze doorbell. And even this crazy alarm that sounds like, the ship is about to blow up kind of thing. I don't know why you want that, but that's available as well. So a lot of options that are built in. We've actually set ours to the dog barking because we kind of like that. And the other thing I love about this is that our actual dog, our little Maltese who lives to bark at the doorbell, she doesn't recognize this doorbell yet. She's not familiar with it. And so when she does get familiar with it, I'll just change it to something else because honestly, I can't stand hearing the constant barking. I love that I can customize that anytime I want. Number 2 on the list of pros is that you can move that chime anywhere you want to. Anywhere where you're within Wi-Fi range, you can place that Wyze chime, and it can be in your bedroom, it can be in a great room, it can be downstairs, anywhere you need to. On their website, it talks about being able to pair any number of Wyze chimes with the video doorbell. It says 1 chime is included with each Wyze Video Doorbell, which to me indicates that at least in the near future, they will be selling additional chimes. But just like with the Ring Video Doorbell wired, you can actually just pair this with your Echo devices if you want to go that route. So on mine, I've got it set up to where every time someone pushes the doorbell, all of the Echoes in the house let me know that.
Someone is at the doorbell.
Easily my number 1 favorite feature for the Wyze Video Doorbell is the price. For $30, less than $30, you can have a smart video doorbell. And then not only that, but it's actually a nice little form factor. It's not a big clunky box like we're used to seeing. And we'll talk about one issue or complaint that I have with that form factor in just a minute. But for that price and for the bang for your buck and what you're getting, this is really tough to beat. Now, before we get to the not so great features of the Wyze Video Doorbell, I want to thank today's sponsor for this video, CT Capetronix. CT Capetronix sent us these smart LED bulbs. Now, they have the basic functionality that you would expect with an LED light set. So they do work with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and Apple HomeKit. But in addition, you can set custom light patterns on this. It has a whole bunch preloaded like you see here, but you can also go in and add your own and say switch from this color to that color, fade it, do different things. Now let's say you're throwing a party and you want your bulbs to dance with the music. You can literally just use the microphone feature on here and it will work along with the music. Check this out. You can easily control these with your voice with any of your systems.
Set island lights to cool white. Set island lights to 100%.
So if you're interested in taking a look at some of these CT Capetronix smart bulbs, check out the links in the description below. No hubs required. Just plug them in, connect them, and you're ready to run. And now, back to our video. Now moving on to the things that I don't love about the Wyze Video Doorbell. There are 6 of them in particular, and number 6 is kind of a personal preference, but I don't love the color of it. I would much rather have this all in black or a dark gray or something that reminds me a little bit more of a doorbell maybe. The white just kind of stands out and it looks a little bit out of place in my opinion. Number 5, and this will depend on what your needs are, but there are no batteries available for this device. So a lot of the Ring doorbells, for example, and other manufacturers have a battery operated doorbell that you can just take off, charge from time to time and put back up. That's not really that interesting to me. I want mine to be hardwired so I never have to mess with it or deal with it, but that will make a lot of people want to steer away from this because they will want that battery functionality. Now on that same note of functionality and compatibility, number 4 is doorbell compatibility with what you've got in your home today. In my case, for example, it was a kind of a nightmare to get this thing set up because I have this little Nycor doorbell, which apparently is not on the compatibility list with any of these powered doorbells. So this is not an issue specific to Ring or to Wyze or to any of these. But to have a wired doorbell, you need to check to make sure that you've got a compatible doorbell already that can handle doing a smart doorbell. In my case, I actually purchased a transformer, I wired it up, and that cost about $20, which is not a huge deal, but just an extra pain. And I got that all set up and it totally didn't work. So then I moved on to actually taking apart my doorbell because I didn't want to use it again anyway, and found out where the power supply was coming out, wired that directly up, and that did the trick. But most people are not going to want to get in there and mess with that and do that. So keep that in mind. You have to check to see if you've got a compatible doorbell to start with. Number 3 on my list is, again, kind of a personal preference, but just so you know, you cannot use your existing doorbell chime with the Wyze Video Doorbell. So again, this may or may not be a big deal to you. I was actually excited at the ability to upgrade and choose what kind of door chime I want and where I put those door chimes, but for some people, that's kind of a deal breaker, so keep that in mind. Now, number 2 on my list of things I wish they did a little bit differently with the Wyze Video Doorbell is that there is no local storage. If you've had other Wyze products, they're different cameras, you know that you can usually just pop a little micro SD card in there and you're good to go, and it will just keep recording in a rolling loop until it runs out of storage and then just keep continuing. So that's a really nice feature to have, to be able to scrub back and forth in your timeline. That is not included, and there is no option with that. Now that said, this camera, just like any Wyze camera, does have the rolling storage online, so it's backed up off-site for a 12-second clip of anything that happens when motion is detected. So that's pretty nice that it has that. That's totally free. You'll never have to pay for that, and that is an awesome thing. You can also upgrade to where it will just keep recording for as long as motion is happening, and that all goes to the cloud, and that's $1.99 a month. And a little secret, if you just don't sign up for it, they'll offer it to you for $1.50 a month as well. Now, number 1 on my list of pet peeves with the Wyze Video Doorbell is that it's a little bit spotty in its functionality. I mean, I wish I could say that this thing was rock solid and it was doing everything that I expected it to do, but I found that with mine, I had a lot of issues. Some of those may stem from the power source that I had to rig up to get this thing going. I don't know. This is brand new and there's not a lot of information about it just yet. But what I found is that sometimes I'll press the doorbell and it will do a half ring. And so the person's not sure if they actually rang the doorbell or if it registered. And what's happening when it does that is the device is actually kind of resetting itself, takes a few seconds to come back online, and then goes. And what I've learned is that if I have the little LED light that's on there, if I have that turn on automatically when someone comes up to the door, that messes it up. Or if I have the night vision enabled, that messes it up. So kind of weird that I have to turn those off. I'm hoping that with additional firmware updates in the near future, they'll be able to resolve that. But when I have those two things turned off, everything works just as expected. So that's number 1 on my list, and it is a pretty big one. So be sure to check out the description below where I'll put any updates if they've got that fixed. So if you're not sure, just check down there and I'll let you know as soon as that is resolved by Wyze. Now let's jump into the Ring Video Doorbell Wired. This is their newest product offering, and there are a few things that really stood out to me that separate this from the Wyze Video Doorbell. Now I have to say that for the most part, these are very similar doorbells. They both require that same hardwired connection. They both will bypass your existing chime on your doorbell. They both have the ability to do a separate chime and potentially multiple chimes. They both come in a pretty compact form factor, and in fact this is Ring's smallest video doorbell that they offer. Now there's a couple of areas where the Ring and the Wyze doorbells vary quite a bit, and the first one is the actual recording of the footage for your doorbell. With Wyze, you will get those 12-second clips. They're saved up to the cloud. They're free all the time and forever for everyone. With Ring, you have to buy the Ring Protect, and that actually starts at $2.99 a month, and they have no free option. So if you don't subscribe to their service for $2.99 a month or more, then you will not be able to go back and look at what happened on that camera. Now this next one is potentially a smaller difference, but there is a theft protection plan that comes with the Ring Video Doorbell Wired. For 1 year after your purchase, if someone steals that, they will replace it for you, which I think is a really cool feature. Definitely not something that Wyze offers as far as I'm aware, and it's really cool that that's built in with all of these different Ring doorbell services. Now the final difference between these two is, again, very obvious. It's price. You're going to pay about $30 for a Wyze Video Doorbell, and you're going to pay $60, twice that, for the Ring Video Doorbell without a chime. So if you want to buy a chime for your Ring Video Doorbell, that's an additional $20, putting you right around $80 US, versus with Wyze, it's $30, and that comes with the chime. So it's more than 2.5 times the cost to go with the Ring Video. That said, I know that Ring's been around for a long time and they've really got a solid platform as far as their doorbell services. They know what they're doing. This is not new to them. So I would expect a very solid performance from that doorbell. So if you're interested in purchasing either of these doorbells, I've put some links down in the description below where you can get directly to them. Now we do include affiliate links in our descriptions typically, which just means that you pay the same price, but we get a small commission on your purchase, and that's just a way you can help our channel out without paying any extra yourself. Now, if you're interested in making your home smarter, you'll want to subscribe to our channel. We come out with new videos every week. Hit that bell down there and you'll be the first to know when those videos do come out. Also, you can check out this playlist right here where we've put together a list of all of our smart home related videos. And that's it for us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.